All right, so let's take a look at how to do some citations in an engineering context. I'm going to use Google Scholar right here, so scholar.google.com, and I'm going to look up something related to the Arduino. So I do a search. Let's assume that this paper right here is interesting to me. I click on it, so I have access to it. Generally, you have better access when you're on campus. And I'm going to take a look at this particular paper. I download the PDF. And again, assuming you're on campus, you very likely have access to it, even if it's a closed publication. And so you read over the paper and you determine, yeah, this paper is related to my project. I click on the Cite button right here. And there are different ways of citing it, different standards. I'm going to choose the MLA one. I just copy and paste it. I put it in the references section, and I say that this is the first reference I'm going to use because it'll be the first one in order at the top of my document, in the beginning of the document. So I put that in there with the number 1 on it, and then in some sentence at the beginning of my document that's related to this, at the end of the sentence I put square bracket 1 square bracket. Now let's take a look for a biology, bionics kind of paper, just a different paper, and I type it into Google Scholar. The first one looks interesting. Yeah, it's been cited a bunch of times, and I click on it, and I'm going to go download that PDF. And that PDF, I'm going to read it because that's important. You got to read these papers. And often you read the title because that draws your attention. Then you take a look at the abstract. Maybe you go to the conclusions, and then from there you go and read the actual meat and center of the document. Okay. Another way to do it is to look at the title, then the abstract, and then scroll through it, looking for graphs and figures that are interesting. And I'll pretend that that's what I'm doing right here, where I'm going to scroll through the PDF, which I had to download. There you go. There's the PDF. And read that abstract, which was at the top right there. Scroll through, looking at some graphs. Oh, that little infrared one looked really interesting. See some pictures of somebody with bionic legs. And oh, those graphs are really interesting as well, for maybe it was Gates or something like that. And there you go. So I've read the paper. Now I go back to Google Scholar, hit the Cite button, choose the same format, so in this case MLA Style. So I'm going to grab that. It's going to be the second citation that I use in my paper. I put a number 2 in front of it, paste it in, then go up to the sentence in particular where I used it, put a number 2 there. Maybe I use it elsewhere in the text. I cite it there as well. Sometimes I use 2 different citations in a single sentence, so then it's square bracket 1 comma 2 square bracket, etc. And that's basically what you do. It's not any more complicated than that. Okay, so just make sure that you're consistent with it and that you're actually reading the papers and then showing where they came from. That's it.